This is a little overkill for 10 seconds. Oh, look at this thing. Astronomically insane. Welcome to the shop. I'm Jared, and this is Wrench Every Day, and this is the part of the episode, the very beginning, where I am standing next to the car that we're going to be working on for the day. The car's not here. It is actually out at Top Garage getting a fully certified 8.5 second roll cage installed into it. Now that's going to clue a couple of you viewers into the project we're working on. I was going to say car, but well, we're not working on the car today. And that is our Lexus SC300 that we are rebuilding to go head-to-head against Brent and the PFI Speed guys in the Freedom Civic. Now this entire project has been made possible by eBay Motors by deciding to give it a second chance. They sponsored the first shootout between Tavarish and B is for Build, and they are sponsoring this one as well because eBay is all about second chances. One of my favorite things about eBay is you can find all sorts of amazing deals on used parts, but you can also find amazing deals on new parts. Browsing the eBay Motors app, you have millions of parts at your fingertips. It's incredibly easy to find what you need, be it something easy and common like, well, LS engine parts, or something incredibly obscure like motor mounts that we used on our BMW E30 project for drifting. It is my favorite place to make sure I am always getting the best deal. And when you buy through eBay Motors, you get a guarantee. They make sure that the seller is sending you exactly what you are buying. If not, they will step in and help make it right for you. Now, while the car is away, it would be really easy to sit and not do anything. But we have a tremendous amount of work to do to get these projects done and where they need to be on time. So we're gonna take the time to go through and build our 6-liter LQ4 based LS engine, you know, they're all just LS's, iron block or not, and get it ready to go into the car as soon as it comes back. So we have a lot to do. We're gonna go through, freshen up the hone on the cylinders, install the new cams, bearings, pistons and rings back into the engine. We're gonna get the cylinder heads cleaned up and mounted, timing sets on it, accessory covers on it, and we're gonna get the intake manifold and intercoolers mounted on it. It is a lot of work, and we're gonna have a ton of fun doing it because unlike sanding roadblock for 1,000 hours, building engines is where it's my happy place. So let's just start right into cleaning. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of work and then I'll get you caught up on what we've been doing. Remember when I said I was just gonna jump in and get started and then we'll get you guys caught up? Well, that's what we've been doing, so let's get you caught up. Right now, on our short block, our bottom end, we spent a lot of time cleaning that. You'll see that I've used brake cleaner, I used some oven cleaner actually. We went in with Dawn dish detergent. We did a quick dingleberry hone. I know not everyone loves the dingleberry hone. Here it is, the flex hone. They work fantastic when we know our bore size is good, and all we're trying to do is give a little bit of a fresh surface for the rings to bite into. So we got that all sorted out, and then a trick that I learned is after you've done that, wipe them down with Dawn until, like a Dawn solution, not straight dish detergent, until your rag's clean. Then come back with a ring oil and wipe it until your rag is clean. You want no leftover debris because that will cause problems when the rings go to ride up and down. So we got that done and it's left nice and oiled, ready for the pistons. And rods, which are here, we spent a lot of time getting them cleaned. A trick that I like to use is non-fuming oven cleaner. It cannot be too caustic, otherwise you'll damage the pistons. And we were just trying to get the main carbon off. We're left with a little bit of staining. That's not a problem. We just needed to get them as clean as possible. We repaired the little bit of damage with the file, and they're ready to go in. Now, I did check the piston rings in the bore, made sure they were good, but that was off camera because we are building another engine not too long after this one. It's kind of sitting over there for a burnout car where it's going to not just be checking, we are going to actually file fit and do a lot of work to them. And I thought it would be more interesting just to show you one time the whole process, not just sticking it in the hole and checking with a feeler gauge. We're going to go through the whole thing. So we've got our crank cleaned. Now, one of the most important things if you're going to build engines is get a set of brushes. There are so many small holes that you need to get in and make sure they are clean, especially since this is the block that did have some metal go from it from failed bearings. This is a new crank that did not have metal go through it, but we still flushed it and cleaned it just the same. So now that you know all of your holes are clean, when that oil starts passing through, you're not going to pick up and damage anything. We've got our main caps torqued. We've got a rear main in there. So this thing is ready to receive some pistons. Oh, one more thing. Those familiar with LS's will know this little barbell. It sits in the back and kind of separates some oil passages, and they can fail or they don't even seal because it's just a little bit of a plastic ring. So get an upgraded barbell. I already have it in. I forgot to show it on camera, where it's O-ringed on both sides and it's aluminum and is not going to break. And that goes basically right about there. So they're less than $30 and it's really cheap insurance that your engine's not going to blow up. Now that we're all caught up, the pistons are going to go into there. Then we do the flippity flip and the cam goes in, then a timing set. Then we're going to clean some cylinder heads and put them on. And then the intake manifold. There's a lot still to go. It's a good thing it's not, hot. And it's kind of cool outside, but I can't have the doors open because we have our supervisor in today. She's working really hard, aren't you? Yeah, I got the spot air conditioner making it hot in my area just for you. She's cute though. You ever have one of those days? We were all set up. I was getting my bearing shells ready to go. And I noticed they didn't quite fit the rod caps correctly. They're a little bit wide. And that's because Smart Jared... Kara, come on. I'm trying to talk. Shh. Smart Jared ordered bearings for stock connecting rods, not the Eagle rods. So, put them in my shopping cart and have them on their way with express shipping and our engine project to a stop. Oh, maybe I can clean the cylinder head. We'll make a little bit of forward progress while we wait for those parts. That's just one of those whoops moments where check what you got so you order the right stuff. Oh well, so... It is update time, and it is a big update. I wanted to try just something a little bit different, and part of it was I just kind of hit a groove. I love building engines, putting things together, and I kind of got carried away. We have a really long time lapse that you just finished up, and well, the engine's ready for the car. Let's get you caught up. Some of you said that you felt like I talked a little bit too much, so there's just a ton of work, and now we're going to talk a lot, and that's the episode. Also, this is a little overkill for 10 seconds. Oh, look at this thing. Holy cow. Is it coming together to look absolutely astronomically insane? This thing, it's beautiful. I'm really excited. So we've got the AFR heads that we had cleaned up and got bolted on. We have that entire lower rotating assembly, which are Eagle rods, Wiseco pistons, and we double checked the gap. They were good. We didn't go through all of that. We have got upgraded trunnion. We went to bronze bushing. I'll show you that in a second. Rocker arms, hardened push rods. Holley sniper valve covers modified with the motion rates work. Add in breather kit. We've got that awesome Holley low rise with twin fuel injectors. We're running, trying to remember, I believe it's 42 pound for driving and 220 pound for when the boost hits. We got the motion rates work steam port kit, ICT billet cover. Down below, we've got an Icon throttle body. We have the sheer fab ultra low clearance. I mean, this is low clearance. It's still very big, but this is our intercooler setup, which will be air to water. And when we open this up, it's too dark for you to see anything. But the intercooler brick is inside there. We have our turbo headers. We got them running forward. We got, from what I understand, this may have been the last Turbo LS motor plate that Motion Raceworks ever made. And we have it. So I'm going to have to clearance the cylinder head a little bit, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but we need this sitting tight against the block so we don't rip it off. We have a timing pointer, and I used a piston stop, and then I actually went and cut a small groove on our crank pulley so we know where true zero is on the engine rotation. We've got a comp cam in there with low travel lifters. I will read you the cam card in a second. I didn't realize this. Apparently, if you install a cam and don't read the cam card or memorize it, which I don't, I'm not David Freiberger, some of you are upset, so I'm going to tell you the cam we're running. We've got the Holley oil pan down there, car oil pan. I still need to filter and put that adapter block, ARP head studs. Man, there's so much goodness. So, let me show you those trunnion bearings really quick. So, on a stock rocker arm, you have what's called an uncaged bearing. You see all these little needles? They can fall out. There's nothing that completely traps them, and a somewhat common failure when you start turning RPM or higher pressure are those bearings exploding out. So, got those replaced with solid bronze bushings, hold up a lot better. We went with an adapter bracket. This is one that was already in it. We put a new one in that runs the LS timing chain dampener, and so our cam, we've got a 605 intake lift, 0.609 exhaust lift. This is totally not as good as David Freiberger. 287, 289. Our duration at 50 is 238, 240. Lobe separation angle of 112. And there's one other thing I wanted to find you. It's at comp cams 54, 448, 11. That's the camshaft we're running. So if you guys want to look it up more, it is kind of borderline for a turbo car. It's really good for non-turbo stuff. The reason I chose it is some street driving side of things. The fact that I want this to try to do some drag and drive events later, it needs a little bit different characteristic. I didn't want it to only be a drag race motor. We're trying to make an drag race / drag and drive. It's not really going to do much beyond that racing realm. But anyway, we talked about our timing chain dampener. I'm also running CS7 timing chain. The LS guys know that is the endurance racing cam, the one that they run in 24-hour races. So it should handle the abuse very well. And I think that's everything. I'm just going to do some beauty shots for a little montage that Dwayne can put together for us. Oh, yeah.
can't tell if you guys will be able to see. I'm excited. Like, there's still a long way to go. We have got so many good Holley parts on it. I am excited to be working with them. We got the motion racework parts. It's coming together to be something absolutely glorious. And I'm sorry, Brent, Freedom Civic's going down. Like, you just look at it. So next time, we are hopefully going to be starting to actually fit that into the Lexus when we get back onto our SC300 project to get ready for that showdown. So it's awesome. So let's wrap up. I'm Jared, reminding you guys to always make questionable choices. And if you're going to do it, just go overboard. Full send. All the way. See ya.